Hello everyone, welcome back to Space Quest 2, or rather the Infamous Adventures remake of Space Quest 2. So I'm going to continue in just a second. I just want to say right off the top here, I was having a bit of an existential crisis or identity crisis after I uploaded the last video because I was trying to figure out when this game was released. So every reference that I could find says this game was released on the last day of the year 2011. So like December 31st of 2011. The thing is, I feel very certain that I must have played this game before that, because in the middle of 2011, like about a half a year before that release date, I left California. I moved away from California, and I know that I played this game before leaving California, because I remember talking about it with somebody there at the time. So I'm not sure if what I played was like a pre-release demo or something. I think I played it all the way to the end because I remember the theme song at the end. Like, I remember talking about the theme song at the end of the game, and this would have been like well before 2011. This would have been 2010 at the latest, and I think even before that. So I don't know. I'm not sure if anybody remembers this game being released prior to that, or maybe there was like, you know, like maybe that release in 2011 was the end release, like the final release, but maybe there was like a fully playable beta before that or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I seem to recall that I played this game before 2011, but officially it came out in 2011, so that's the official release date anyhow. Okay, so we're here in the shuttle bay.
It's a large space metal door.
Yeah, and there's some funny text being scrolled on this here, this over here.
Controls the door, the fuel pump, and the ship maintenance diagnostics, while the readout gives you feedback on what you're doing.
Okay, cool. So that's probably the panel that we need to operate somehow.
The illustrations have captions underneath them.
Okay.
Flipping off the sign won't help you. Good idea, though.
Why is it a good idea?
Does a sign speak in sign language?
Oh, that joke's been recycled from so many games, I think.
You'd best keep your nose out of this one. You smudge up the top of the sign so that it reads, "It asti enema as."
Really? It's pretty awesome.
Your work is done here.
Yes, our work. Okay, let's see.
Computers and various other machines run along the walls and ceiling in the shuttle bay.
This almost looks like just a random pile of junk that was heaped into the corner there. It doesn't look like a structured system of any kind, but okay. Anyway, let's not get too hung up here. I guess we need to operate this panel.
Button marked shuttle bay door. It feels hot and the screen is turning green from the heat. This thing has seen better days.
Alright. There we go, and the door opens up. I appreciate that they made the shuttle here look exactly like the one from the original game. Like, stylistically, it's exactly the same. Obviously, it's, you know, it has more color gradients or whatever, but
The rocket nozzles on the back of the shuttle clearly show the wear of many flights.
Ouch! That's hot.
alright, let's go inside.
You enter the shuttle and start sniffing around for the mess you must clean. You are surprised to find that the shuttle is not empty. There are two extremely ugly suckers walking toward you.
Hey, what the? Your favorite expletive here.
I like how he actually voices that part. Pow. Thwack. Pink. Thud.
Your protest is cut short as two interstellar ruffians proceed to thump you unconscious. Everything fades. Time passes. More time passes. A strange dream turns into the realization that you are being shaken and talked to by a voice unfamiliar to you. A dull ache triggers a distant memory of a scuffle in which you were the focal point. Upon awakening from your forced rest, it becomes quite apparent that you aren't in Kansas, Xenon anymore. You find that you are being held upright and under physical restraint from both sides by, you guess, the galactic goons you met on the shuttle. As you try to struggle free, you notice that your hands are tied behind your back. As your eyes dial into focus, you make out an oddly disfigured being seated before you. is a sagging mass of flesh that appears to have been human at one time. Tubes and wires extend from his body, leading to machines which keep him alive.
Well, well, did we have a nice nap? I thought we would have to resort to drastic measures to wake you. Oh well. Welcome to my humble fortress, Roger Wilco. The name's Vohall. Sludge Vohall. I was the genius behind the star generator when it was in its concept stages.
I like how this screen up here just occasionally just shows the word evil. It's like Vohall is sitting here looking at his screens thinking, what's going on? What am I doing? Oh yeah, there we go. Thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot about that part. Also, of course, this screen is playing Pong here. Or showing a game of Pong.
It was to be my ultimate war weapon until some sissy-mad scientist decided it would be better used saving lives rather than destroying them. What a waste of technology. Excuse me if I sound bitter.
A little bit, but I guess it's understandable considering the circumstances.
Anyway, you ruined my Sarian operation. I was going to use the star generator to make Xenon pay for what they did to me. They were going to know my wrath in a big way. You somehow managed to change all that. Oh, I suppose I should have known better than to use those mental midget Sarians. That's not the point, however. You're responsible, and you shall pay. Besides, I have another plan, and you'll not be around to foil it. I have devised a plan so horrible, so frightening, so diabolical that no one will be able to stop me. Observe my latest creation. I intend to infest your planet with thousands of these genetically engineered door-to-door life insurance salesmen. I will at last reap sweet revenge from the scientific community that mocked me. My plan was to kill you, but I've had a change of heart. Get it?
He peers down at the hoses protruding from his chest, which are connected to a life support system.
Forgive me. I'm a kidder. I've decided I would get much more enjoyment watching you suffer. My associates will escort you to the wonderful little planet of Labion, where you will perform many painful hours of manual labor in my mines. Be seeing you.
Okay, Vohall. Thanks, buddy. See you later.
An injection renders you unconscious. Your drugged carcass is loaded onto a shuttle. Upon reviving, you look through the viewing port to see Vohall's massive asteroid fortress getting smaller. After touching down on a giant landing platform, you are ushered to a hovercraft waiting to transport you to the mining site. Utter despair sets in.
I admit it does look a little silly because the way after the game speed turned up to the maximum, Roger just kind of rocketed onto the... like he just shot like a bolt of lightning from this larger craft to the smaller craft here. And then the other guard just kind of walks at a more moderate pace. It does look a bit silly, but I just appreciate playing the game at higher speeds so I don't have to wait forever for Roger to walk around.
Uh-oh. Ah, great. Now I suppose we're out of fuel. Way to go, dwarf breath.
Don't blame me. It was your turn to fill up. You're always forgetting to do it. Wait till the master finds out. You're in big trouble.
Hey, don't talk to me that way, you slime bucket. I filled it last time, dipshit.
He even included the sh. He didn't say dip, he said dipsh. I mean, why not just go for the... Yeah, okay.
The argument between the two guards is cut short as gravity reasserts itself. Good Good thing that guard broke your fall. He doesn't look too happy about it, though.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Hey. Somebody peeking over the...
The dense foliage interspersed throughout this forest bars your path, wherever it may be.
They're just kind of peeking out at us peeking at us over the hill there. All right.
Hovercraft has been reduced to a mound of twisted wreckage. Everything that was straight is bent. Everything that was bent is benter. There appear to be no salvageable parts. You hear a high-pitched beeping sound coming from somewhere inside the wreckage. You didn't notice it during the flight. It must have come on as a result of the crash.
Nice of them to mention that. That kind of makes it a little bit more clear that that's probably significant since they bother to mention it. All right, what do we have here? What is this?
A small device resembling a battery rests in the ship's innards.
That's new.
You carefully remove the piece of unstable ordnance and pocket it. Doing so causes the high-pitched beeping to stop.
For some reason, I got this sense of doom right before taking that.
Wait a minute. So, most of you will probably recognize that as a fairly transparent reference to Space Quest 4, because there is a puzzle in... well, puzzle.
It's the piece of unstable ordnance you recovered from the shuttle wreck.
So there's a puzzle in Space Quest 4, which is one of the most obstinate, like one of the most ridiculous sort of puzzles, if you want to call it that I've probably ever seen in any adventure game. There's a piece of unstable ordnance that you can take from, I think, from a tank in Space Quest 4, and if you have it in your inventory, it blows up later and kills you. The solution is to put it back. Now, why would you do this? Why would you take it and then put it back? Simply because you get points for taking it. There's no other reason. It serves literally no purpose other than just to give you the points for taking it. But then after taking it, you have to put it back so that it doesn't kill you later. So I'm wondering if they're doing something similar here. Huh.
You have everything you need from the wrecked craft.
I'm not too...
Ouch! That looks painful.
The guard appears to be less thick than you remember him. Many of his formerly contained body fluids seem to be at large. You search the grotesque body and find a small, thin, magnetic card. It looks like a key card. You seem to recall seeing one somewhere in the past.
Yeah, I wonder what game that might have been.
That's not necessary. There is nothing important under him. Leave the guard alone. He has been through a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna save here. Can I stick this back in the shuttle?
You can't put the unstable ordnance back in the wrecked hovercraft. If, however, you really have a burning desire to do so, we suggest playing Space Quest 4, Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers.
Yeah, exactly. That's... So, it might be just a joke, or maybe it's... it's obviously a reference to that game. So, it might just be kind of like a...
From www.sierra.com.
Probably not. I don't think it is available there anymore.
It's a really great game.
It is, that's true.
2 large rocks make for the only feasible sitting surfaces in the area. Though these 2 rocks make for the only decent seating, you don't want to hang around here.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so let's see. What do we have off to the right here?
You startle a small creature. It could be a rabbit, but for its green fur and orange spots.
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think the startled creatures run towards you if you startle them. Unless they're cornered, like in a dead end or something, then maybe, but otherwise. Okay, so...
Aside from their enormous size, they appear to be your average garden variety mushrooms. It's a good listener, and that's about it. The mushrooms smell like fungus. You can't eat these mushrooms, Roger. I've seen...
Alright.
Ambitious, aren't we? These things are heavy and well-rooted and would, most likely, tear you a new one.
Alright, good to know.
The foliage here is much too dense for you to pass through. Holy jeez, boy. That mushroom thing sucked you clean up. You can't move a muscle nor see a speck of light. You begin feeling waves of tingling warmth and moisture. Suddenly, it's not so bad in here. Wow, check out the colors, dude. Your body and mind enjoyed the short-lived buzz that is a side effect of the lethal poison you now marinate in. You are oblivious to the end. Not a bad way to go, actually. But it sure is early in the game. I had high hopes for you. They said, who? Roger Wilco? Not a chance. That chump won't last 20 minutes. I said, no way. Roger isn't that lame. So anyway, don't make me look stupid too.
What a trip. The Toxic Hazard here with a few imaginary pals to talk to as you enjoy your fatal but far out trip. Alright. So yeah. Pretty sure there's nothing over there with the mushrooms. I'm not aware of a lot of things in this game because, you know, it is a remake, and they did take some liberties with the remake. They did allow themselves a little bit of artistic license to change some things, like this thing with the ordnance. Like in the original game, you just pushed a button. You just push a button, and that stops the beeping. Here, you take the ordnance, and I guess that's how you're supposed to do it. Which, you know, is not a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference that it makes me wonder what else they might have changed. I'm pretty sure there are some things that will be different in this game.
It sounds not unlike the hovercraft you wrecked it.
Okay.
Rats, Hall's troops have tracked you down and passed sentence for your escape. Tough luck, eh?
That's interesting. Counter for life. Stealth never really was a skill of yours. Then again, you don't have many skills, full stop. That's true. That's interesting. So in the original game, when you go up from here, if you've turned off the beeping, like if you've turned off that homing beacon that the hovercraft had, then you have quite a bit of time to hide from that hovercraft here. You have like...
You hear something?
Yeah, here...
Suddenly, from somewhere to the east, you hear a twang, followed by a high-pitched shriek. Oof, that was a tense moment. Vohal's thug failed to spot you, and is off to search elsewhere.
It's interesting. They really give you very little time to hide there. Okay, I'll go ahead and save as hid from hovercraft. And I'm assuming in this version of the game you still get killed by doing this. Yep.
This is uncool. It looks like you've adhered yourself to this tree like a fly to fly paper. And speaking of insects, here comes a swarm now. You'll be proud to know that you have filled today's nutritional requirements for many of the local carnivorous insects. Adventuring is not always pretty.
Carnivorous? Isn't it carnivorous? You found a new... You found a bug. That wasn't painful, not one bit. Okay. You know what? I am actually starting to doubt now. I'm starting to wonder if I ever played this. It seems inconceivable to me that I did not play this. I was so very sure that I played this game when it came out. More than 10 years ago. But a lot of this feels totally new to me, like I've not seen it before, and I'm wondering if did I forget it? I don't know. I don't remember the details anymore. I'm so confused, man. I'm having a time crisis here. Alright. So I'm just enjoying the music. This music's actually quite nice.
The little creature caught in the snare has thick-looking pinkish skin. He looks to be less than a meter tall. He doesn't seem too thrilled with this predicament. He doesn't respond. You don't want to get that close to the little dude. What do you think this is, Lover's Leap? As fuck. You quickly untie the little guy. Before disappearing through a tiny hole in the brush, the little pink dude gives you a long look. This tattered old rope? You don't need it. There's a nice strong piece of rope later in the game.
Okay, thanks for letting us know.
The foliage here.
Alright. Whoops. Clicked outside of the game. So yeah, I mean, it's Space Quest 2, obviously, and most of the game is the same as the original, but they're just, I don't know, you know how it is, long-term memory tends to think in general terms. Long-term memory forgets a lot of specifics, and I'm not sure if I'm just forgetting the details of this remake, or if I did play through this and I'm just confusing the details now with the original game, since both games I played a long time ago. I mean, I haven't played this in more than 10 years, so I don't know.
The mailbox looks typical for a mailbox. There is a slot, a tray, and a sign. The sign says Radical Express, when it totally no doubt for sure has to be there a while previously. The tray, which is actually a small indentation in the lower part of the machine, is currently empty. You have a one-sided conversation. Though the computer in the mail transporter is capable of talking to you, it is programmed to act like a well-trained mail technician, and so is not very helpful.
So basically it's ChatGPT.
Thanks to super advances in technology, mail transporters have the capacity to smell like anything. In fact, for a short period of time, they smelled exactly like what was decided by an intergalactic consortium to be the most fantastic fragrance in the known universe. The mailboxes were so popular that people would schedule their days around using the mail, and running to the mailboxes became the most desired menial task in all offices around the 15 civilized galaxies.
Imagine getting your drug trip for the day or drug hit for the day from smelling a mailbox.
Unfortunately, the resulting increase in mail flow caused a catastrophic slowdown in mail services. When they contacted the Great Blue Bureaucrat about increasing the resources of the intergalactic mail, he uttered 3 guttural noises from his posterior. Those noises translated into the words, "This is further proof that making the customer happy is nothing but a dangerous disruption to business." Confused by this declaration at first, it was eventually decided that the only sensible course of action was to remove the amazing fragrance from all mail transporters. Since then, they have all smelled vaguely of either annoyed impatience, bloated bureaucracy, or sandalwood.
Well, sandalwood's not a bad smell, but what do impatience and bureaucracy smell like? I would actually really like to know. I did not realize that these abstract concepts had a tangible physical smell. And yes, I do appreciate the effort to put a long story like that into the act of smelling the mailbox.
Though the intergalactic post office slogan is, in fact, "If you don't like it, bite me," you doubt they meant it literally.
All right. Okay, let's get on with it. So,
It looks like your average keycard.
all right, got a key card there. Anyway, let's put this form in the mailbox.
You drop the order form into the box. The mailbox hums and buzzes for a while. Then an object of some sort drops into the tray at the base of the box. The machine goes silent. The mailbox looks typical. The sign says, "The tray, which is actually a small indentation in the lower part of the machine, is currently bearing what looks to be a whistle." You take the whistle. Obviously. The whistle is usual looking. You give the whistle a toot. It makes an odd sound.
Alright. Alright. Fair enough. Now we have these
The
things.
spores are light blue and bulb-shaped. They seem to be loosely attached to the ground.
Let me save here just in case.
You take possession of one of the spores, being careful not to mistakenly break it open. You can't safely carry more than one of the fragile spores. You seem to have kicked one of the strange little spores. Your kick caused some spores to open and spray a fine powder into the air. As a result, you are paralyzed from head to toe, unable to move a single muscle.
It's interesting, the,
Fortunately, the paralysis wears off and you seem to be back to normal.
Okay, cool. I'll load just because
You take
you never know. But I'm pretty sure they don't... Okay.
You can see a little guy across the clearing picking some sort of berries from a bush. You startle the odd little pink dude, causing him to bolt into the underbrush.
So this is going to be interesting now because... in these point-and-click remakes... Oh, why am I going so slowly? Is there anything that... Wait, really? I can't change the game speed. I can change the volume, but not the... Okay, that's interesting. I was gonna say, I wonder how they handled this puzzle, because usually in these point-and-click games, your character automatically just walks around obstacles. The walk cursor works such that it just automatically avoids obstacles.
This looks like the brains of the operation. The way that thing's pulsating, you really don't want to touch it. It must not be a sentient plant. It smells earthy. Let's not and... The vines extend from the pulsating plant, almost like they're looking for something. They look sticky. You don't want to touch them. It must not be. It smells. Let's...
Okay. Clearly he does not automatically avoid obstacles. Oh, wow.
Good. You've succeeded in establishing contact with one of this planet's life forms.
Whoops. Sorry, I clicked out of the window again.
That was unexpected. The thing exploded, taking you on a one-way trip to that great garden in the sky. If only it didn't look like a maze, you'd probably be able to think a bit more outside the box.
You were half right. How was I half right? Is there something... Oh! Because we have the ordnance. I was gonna say, why did we blow up? That doesn't seem like a good digestive process. Was that some kind of part of the plant's reproductive process, that it explodes and kind of spreads its spores around a larger area that way? But no, we blew up. We blew up the plant because we have this.
This thing is kinda heavy. I don't think I can throw it that far.
Wimp, I guess you better find some other way to make use of the ordnance.
This thing is kind.
Wimp,
This thing.
Wimp.
Do I need... Okay, let's see. Let's get through this the old-fashioned way. I'm thinking... Well, let's try and finish this before I say what I'm thinking, because I have an idea what the trick here might be. Okay. What? Roger, I like how... Why is dead in quotation marks? As in the strategy can help prevent this about yes and lobotomies for adventure game designers. Okay. Hold on here. What's the story here? What's the story here, folks? Something is wrong. So we can't just walk through... In the original game, you could just walk through that little archway there at the end, or actually he walks under it. Roger automatically kind of ducks underneath it. Clearly that does not work here. So we need an alternate solution. So...
This thing is kind of...
Whim.
Alright. Do I need to come up here?
This thing is...
Whim.
Come on, Roger.
This thing... This thing is...
Whim.
This thing...
You are in another clearing in the forest. The vines extend from...
This thing is kind of...
Alright. Well, I'll need to figure out what to do here. Because, I guess we need to somehow... some way... get this thing blown up with the ordnance. But I am just not figuring out how to do it. Okay, I'll have to figure that out then. This is new. I was not expecting this, but that's okay. I mean, like I said, they took some liberties with the game. They did make some changes. And a lot of people might think that I don't like that because I'm such a purist that I don't like them making changes. But I don't mind, little changes. I mean, they've made some small changes. It's not bad. I mean, it does kind of require us to think a little bit because it's basically a new puzzle. This is obviously a new puzzle. I mean, the original Root Monster was not even a puzzle. It was just a movement exercise. It was just like that. I think last time I might have compared it to that circus or carnival trick where you have to move like something along a wire without touching the wire. It's kind of like that. It's not a puzzle. It doesn't require any intelligence. It just requires dexterity. So they've apparently chosen to turn it into an actual puzzle. And clearly it seems to involve this piece of ordnance, since I'm guessing the idea is that we need to blow this thing up. That's why they said you were half right. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. So, but I'm kind of stumped. I'm a little bit stumped here. I don't know if I need to use this with something else.
Nothing
happens. Oh, it's a little...
Nothing.
It's a little bit disappointed that they didn't come up with unique messages for clicking everything on everything here, but on the other hand, I guess I can understand that. It's kind of understandable.
Don't get cocky. Whip.
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea how to do this. I'll have to figure it out. Okay, I guess I'll stop here then. This will be the... Well, it's a good stopping point now because I've already been playing for over half an hour, so I will finish off here, and we'll see each other next time. Take care, folks. I'll see you next time when we hopefully can deal with the Root Monster and get on with the game. Until then, ta-ta for now. Take care. Bye-bye.